Welcome to the Luke Woolems Show. Find out all about Northeast DuBois G baseball straight from the coach's mouth. This week's show is sponsored by Milligan Communications. The Luke Woolems Show is brought to you by the Southwestern Indiana Sports Network, powered by Milligan Brosmer Communications. Wanting to scan those old videos, films, or audio to DVD? We'll look no further than Milligan Communications. We can also scan your old pictures, slides, and negatives to picture quality as well. With thousands of happy customers, let Milligan Communications help put your treasured memories on a digital media. Call Milligan Communications today at 812-630-2449. Milligan Communications, capturing your yesterdays.
You dream it, we create it at Street Dreams. Custom paint, fabrication, stereos, wheels, tires, and more. We're also your authorized Sinister Sound dealer. Street Dreams, 317-624-1000, where you expect quality and...
At MAD, we believe in zero. Zero fathers who aren't there for bedtime. Zero mothers who miss the first day of school. Zero children who never come home. We believe in zero victims of drunk driving. With MAD, your support adds up to zero. Because we believe in a hug on the first day of school. We believe in another bedtime story. We believe in no more victims. We believe in zero.
Hello and welcome to this week's Luke Woolems Show. And Coach, last week you played South Knox away in a conference game, and Mitchell away in a non-conference game, and then last night you played North Knox at home in a conference game. Why don't you recap those games for us?
Okay, well, after the Orleans game, we went over to South Knox, played a pretty good ball game against a good team. South Knox is having a really good year. I think they were 11-1 or 11-2 going into that game. Ty Cobb on the mound for us, and it's just. I tell you, honestly, look at both games that we played last week. We got into just a couple slobber knockers as far as, teams hitting the baseball. We had quite a few hits. They had quite a few hits, and just they were able to come out ahead on the scoreboard in that South Knox game. But I certainly wasn't disappointed with our effort in that one.
And then Saturday you took on Mitchell.
Yeah, so Saturday we go up to Mitchell, and again another hot team right now. They're 11-2. I think they're also 11-2 going into that ball game. Actually, they may have even been 12-2 at that point, which it doesn't really matter. But again, another slugfest. Mitchell had 14 hits. We had 11 hits. We're playing on the turf up there for the first time. We've played on turf, so that created a whole set of elements for us. We had to make sure all of our kids had the right shoes, and you're not allowed to play in metal cleats, which is what we play in every game. And it's a lot different when you have you're running outfielders, trying to catch a fly ball, and there's a whole learning curve to running in cleats and trying to run in such a way that your eyeballs aren't bouncing, which makes the ball look like it's bouncing, so you try to run smooth. And now you take all that away and put a kid in molded cleats or turf shoes, and it's just a totally different animal. It's going to be interesting to see over the years if more and more of these turf fields come in, how much of a factor is it? And at Mitchell, this is an awesome facility. The turf is beautiful. They've got it striped. If you haven't seen it, you can go out on their website or their Facebook page. They're very proud of it. It's posted everywhere, and I certainly don't blame them. Another interesting factor in that, and I know I'm kind of getting off the subject, but I think it's important. The IHSAA has named Mitchell a regional site for 2A baseball. So, all of those competitive factors of, like I said, having to change shoes, not being able to choose sunflower seeds, gum is not allowed on that field. All of those things they're certainly going to be part of the state tournament now. So it's very interesting. As a baseball coach, we show up every day, before a game, and we're there 2.5 hours before game time. People don't realize that. And, I say all the time, on days when we're up there sponging water, sponging water or, raking and dragging and trying to get a field ready, which includes painting the lines and chalking lines and getting the mound ready and tamping clay. There's a lot of days I joke that I should have been a basketball coach, where you just show up, turn the lights on, roll the balls out, and you're ready to go. So those turf fields, they certainly are much more like that for, those guys. And I joked with Jerry Chaney, the coach at Mitchell, that it must be nice to just be able to show up and turn the lights on and go play ball and not have to worry about all that stuff. And, he doesn't have to mow a single blade of grass. And it's a beautiful field. We'll see how well it holds up over time. That would be my concern with that, is there's so much money invested in it. No different than a gym floor or something like that. You're putting a lot of money down there, and you want to hold it up. You want it to hold up. You want to take good care of it. But it's definitely something we're going to see more of. Maybe not at Du Bois, but I think you'll see those turf fields start to pop up more and more often.
And then last night you took on North Knox and you shut them out 11-0. Why don't you recap that?
Okay, well, North Knox, they've been struggling a little bit on the year, but coming into that game, we knew we were going to see the Jones kid on the mound, and he's pitched for them. I think the last 3 times we've played them, I think his name's Kale, or it's Kate or Kale, and I'm sorry, I don't have it exactly right. He's got a brother also. Both names start with K. But he does a really nice job. He's got an electric fastball when he wants to throw it. So going into that game and seeing their record, records in baseball don't mean a whole lot. You can tell when a team's winning a lot of games, that means something. But when you're playing conference games, you're going to see a team's best pitcher, and everything just kind of goes out the window when you're playing conference games, and teams can be very different from one pitcher to the next. And so really, we were ready to play. The weather was terrible last night. It was cold. It was like 57, 58 degrees, but it was cloudy and it was windy. And I'm talking 20 to 30 mile an hour wind gusts. Our batting cage almost blew away during batting practice, and that's a big, heavy metal structure. So it's not like, it was just it was a stiff wind. But anyway, Foreman on the mound for us, threw an absolute gem, gave up 2 hits, only struck out 1 batter. So defensively, we played very well. I think we did have 1 error, but we had Clay didn't walk a batter. Just pitched a really nice game for us. Ty Cobb got his first home run of the year. He goes 3 for 3 with 2 doubles and a home run, 3 RBIs. That's a pretty good night for Ty Cobb. And he was having fun playing baseball, which is a great sign. Clay Foreman had 3 RBIs. In a 2 for 2 night at the plate, Aiden Dodd 1 for 3 with 2 RBIs. And we were really getting it from everywhere. Rockney Leakin again, swinging the bat. He goes 2 for 2 with a single and a double and a couple RBIs. So just really some dynamite hitting from those guys, and good defense and good pitching, and it's all around. That was all around a good game. Went home feeling really good about it.
And looking at your results, the first thing I got to tell you is you should schedule more games on Mondays, because your last 2 Mondays you've outscored the opponents 31-0.
It's funny that you say that, because we early in the season we joked about how flat we hit the ball on Mondays. We just didn't hit really well, and probably blamed it on having Sunday off and maybe a lack of sleep over the weekend. And I finally told Coach Dinu, I said, we're going to have to figure this out because there's a good chance we're going to be playing on Monday in the tournament. And, of course, Memorial Day is everybody knows that's when the high school baseball sectional is. And we're playing on Monday. So, from the point we decided we needed to figure it out, we've had 2 really good Mondays, and hopefully we can keep that up.
And I also wanted to let you know, if at Southwest Indiana Network we don't really name an all-name team, but if so, I think you'll have 2 people on it, Ty Cobb and Rockney Leakin.
Yeah, those are great names, and it's funny that we go places and we get a lot of mispronounced names and people that aren't from Du Bois County or haven't ever seen those names. And I don't know how you screw up Ty Cobb, but it's just a travesty when they don't get that right because it is a great baseball name. And Rockney is, I don't know what his parents were thinking when they named him Rockney, and we call him Newt, and that is a fantastic name as well. Rockney's been an absolute gem for us, and we're just really happy to have him, and I think it's been good for him too.
Well, I've known Chad for years, and it doesn't surprise me as a kid named Rockney because he's a major Notre Dame fan.
Well, I wondered, and that makes sense. That's really a cool thing. So we'll have to come up with some sort of 4 horsemen theme for Rockney.
That sounds good. And you're listening to Luke Woolems Show on Southwest Indiana Sports Network, powered by Million World Sport Communications. We're back right after this message for our sponsors.
This is your IHSAA. This is your state. This is your high school. This is your athletic association.
Fans, I'm IHSA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and we're here to make sure that all of this remains yours.
This is your state. This is your community. This is your IHSAA.
Hey everyone, Joey Chestnut here, world champion competitive eater. I follow Southwest Indiana Sports Network, and if you're hungry for sports, you should follow them too.
Follow the Southwest Indiana Sports Network at SWISportsnetwork.com or search Roku for our channel at SW Indiana Sports Network.
You dream it, we create it at Street Dreams. Custom paint, fabrication, stereos, wheels, tires, and more. We're also your authorized Sinister Sound dealer. Street Dreams, 317-624-1000, where you expect quality and...
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
Wanting to scan those old videos, films, or audio to DVD? We'll look no further than Milligan Communications. We can also scan your old pictures, slides, and negatives to picture quality as well. With thousands of happy customers, let Milligan Communications help put your treasured memories on a digital media. Call Milligan Communications today at 812-630-2449. Milligan Communications, capturing your yesterdays.
And welcome back to Luke Woolems Show, and we're joined by the head coach of the Northeast Du Bois softball team, Dion Trubisky. Dion, how you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing really good. Why don't you give us a little bit about your coaching history?
Well, I think this is my 7th season here at Northeast Du Bois. We started out, back in about 17, I think it was, and everything, we're trying to build a program up here and continue to keep things moving forward, building the program and, having a lot of success there throughout the years and trying to build momentum. And then, we lost that COVID year that everybody else did, and it just kind of seems like we had to start all over, but it seems like we're kind of getting back to where we were at that point. So feeling pretty good right now.
And how have the Jeeps been doing this season?
Well, we're doing okay. We started out really well, and then we kind of hit a rough patch here in the middle a little bit, and we're, as of right now, kind of feeling about halfway through our season. We're just kind of looking for some consistency more than anything. Just, trying to play a good game no matter what the outcome is, but just, having a solid game at the plate and out in the field, and just try to, develop a little identity here heading into the second half of the season.
And who are some of the players that people will hear from?
Well, we got 2 seniors, Rylan Cobb and Grace Leakin. And Rylan, she's our center fielder, does a little bit of pitching for us now and then. And Grace, she plays in the outfield as well. And as of lately, she's been doing more of our catching than she has done earlier in the year. So we look for both of those to lead us, and especially at the plate, they're both doing very well. Pretty much, the way they go, we go, and we look to our seniors for leadership.
And, before we touch on sectional, I got one question. Why was the sectional draw so early this year?
Why was it so early this year?
Yeah.
I think they've been doing that before, and I didn't really expect it this early either, but I heard something that they try to get things out for everyone to kind of schedule around all the stuff at the end of the school years, like graduations and things like that. And I know it gets really busy there towards the end of the year, so I guess as soon as they can get a schedule out for the administrators to work with, I think they just feel like it's a better situation for everybody.
And, the sectional draw was Sunday night, and what did you think about the Northeast DuBois Jeeps sectional draw?
I'm pretty typical as far as what we've been seeing as long as I've been here. It just always seems, where we don't ever get too easy, we don't ever get too hard. We're kind of somewhere in the middle there. Naturally, we've got Tecumseh, who was state champs last year, and if you're going to win our sectional, you got to go through Tecumseh. So we've got a couple of games to win before that. Springs Valley's going to be tough. They always are. We had a game with them earlier in the year that wasn't too indicative of the way they play. They didn't start their best pitcher against us and things like that. So we expect them to be really good in the sectional as well as Tecumseh too.
Well, Coach, good luck with the rest of the season and in the sectional.
All right. Thank you.
And listening to the Luke Woolems Show on the South Virginia Sports Network, powered by Miller Grove Communications. We'll be right back after these messages from our sponsors.
This is your IHSAA. This is your state. This is your high school. This is your athletic association.
Fans, I'm IHSA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and we're here to make sure that all of this remains yours.
This is your state. This is your community. This is your IHSAA.
Want to know what I like best about playing basketball for my high school? I like it because it's a place where my friends get to see me play. I like it because I'm playing for someone besides myself. I'm playing for everybody in my school and every person in my community.
Indiana high school sports. They're more than just a game.
Come and see me play.
Wanting to scan those old videos, films, or audio to DVD? We'll look no further than Milligan Communications. We can also scan your old pictures, slides, and negatives to picture quality as well. With thousands of happy customers, let Milligan Communications help put your treasured memories on a digital media. Call Milligan Communications today at 812-630-2449. Milligan Communications, capturing your yesterdays.
You dream it, we create it at Street Dreams. Custom paint, fabrication, stereos, wheels, tires, and more. We're also your authorized Sinister Sound dealer. Street Dreams 317-624-1000, where you expect quality and...
At MAD, we believe in zero. Zero fathers who aren't there for bedtime. Zero mothers who miss the first day of school. Zero children who never come home. We believe in zero victims of drunk driving. With MAD, your support adds up to zero. Because we believe in a hug on the first day of school. We believe in another bedtime story. We believe in no more victims. We believe in zero.
And welcome back to the Woolems Show, Coach. You know, you boys got some quality coaches, you know, with you and now Dion Trubisky. I mean, you know, I can see why Du Bois is successful in sports.
Well, thanks, Joe. Appreciate it. I know Dion does a good job down there with the softball program, and they've won quite a few games this year. And it's just the testament to a program is just being solid year in and year out. And his softball team is always a tough out in the tournament. They're going to win a lot of games. They got a lot of girls in the program, and my daughter being one of them. But they're loaded. They're loaded all the way through the classes at this point, and there's going to be a lot of good things come that way for Du Bois softball for sure.
And then this week you've got your games. You've got at Shoals tonight. Thursday you're home against Linton Stockton, and Saturday's the Mike Zare Invitational. Why don't you preview all those for us?
Okay, we've got Shoals on the road tonight. We've got just 4 road games left in the season, which is hard to believe. I mean, this thing gets over so fast. We were saying the other day, the weeks are long, but the time is so short. You know, the season is so short, and it's really flying by. And now we just get some warmer weather. That would be fantastic. And I think we'll get it a little bit later here in the week. So we go to Shoals tonight. Lisa's son is out. We'll have Grant Maringer on the mound tonight. Haven't decided on pitching the rest of the week yet. It's going to depend probably on what happens tonight. But Linton on Thursday, always a solid baseball team. They've had a run of really good athletes here lately. And I know that they've played some of the teams we've played very competitively, and they've won a few ball games. So that'll be a good one. And then on Saturday, the Mike Zare Invitational. And Mike, it's an honor to be able to recognize Mike and remember Mike. Mike, of course, was a great high school basketball, volleyball, and baseball official for the state. Member of the Southwest Indiana Officials Association. He refereed and umpired at the state championship level multiple occasions. I got a chance to do a game with Mike here at the beginning of the basketball season this year. And I think it was just a 5th grade girls game to start the season, but that's something I'll cherish. Mike certainly helped me get started refereeing, and something just a little hobby of mine. And you need people that will help you and will tell you the truth. And if I screwed up, Mike was the first one to come over and in a very nice way, tell me what I had done wrong and what I needed to do differently. And so anyway, like I said, it's just a great opportunity to honor Mike, and we're excited to do that. We will play Bloomfield at 10 o'clock on Saturday morning. And then after the completion of that game, it will be Evansville-Harrison and North Harrison. The winners will play in the championship game. But first, there will be a consolation game. After the Evansville-Harrison-North Harrison game. There'll be a consolation game roughly around 2 o'clock, and then we're hoping to get the championship started around 4 o'clock. All of those are Eastern time. And should be a fun day up on the hill. We're hoping for good weather, and it's just a great day to spend the day at the ballpark. Love to have people come out and eat some of Matt Dalton's pulled pork nachos, and we've got some really good food. We got a new speaker system up at the ball field, so the music's good. And, we play music for the fans. You're not going to hear any of that stuff that you're not interested in hearing. It's going to be good music and good food and good sounds, and it's just going to be a great afternoon.
And, and speaking of the Blue Chip Conference, you got Barry sitting at 5-0 and South Knox at 3-0, but then you and Lagodi are tied at 2-2, and there's still some baseball to be played yet.
Yeah, and, hopefully we've got Lagodi yet, and we've got Shoals tonight. We've got Vincent Gervais yet. But, hopefully we can just make it as messy as possible and maybe come out on top. I think I've been a part of winning the Blue Chip Conference with a 4-3 record before, so it's certainly doable.
And then, past Sunday was the sectional draw. I know it's a month away. We were just talking about Memorial Day, but what did you think about your draw?
Well, honestly, I thought it was as good a draw as you can get. Maybe there's a better option out there, but, they don't really draw anymore at the IHSA. They just put us in Tecumseh against each other in the first round, and this year they were kind enough to give us a bye. And, of course, I'm joking about that, but we've played them every year in the first game for the last 4 or 5 years. The good thing is we get them, number one, with a bye, and number two, we get to play them first. So you've got all your bullets in the chamber for that one. You don't have to guess and say, if we play Evansville Christian or we play Candleton or Springs Valley first, then we got to try to, make some guesses about who we should throw and who we should save. And you don't have to worry about saving anybody. You're just going in there, guns blazing, and we're going to give them our best shot. And people say, well, you draw Tecumseh in the sectional. That's a bummer because they're good. They're returning everybody from a state championship or a runner-up team last year. They didn't lose a senior. They didn't have a senior on that team. So they're going to be very good. But our goal is to get to where they were last year. And that means at some point you got to go through them. And so it might as well just be the first game. That's fine with us. Let's go get them.
Well, Coach, you got a busy week, and with the Mike Zare Invitational, that's a special thing. But good luck this week, and go Jeeps.
All right, thanks a lot, Joe, and thanks Dion for his little piece there too.
And you've been listening to the Luke Woolems Show on Southwest Indiana Sports Network, powered by Millie Rose for Communications. We'll see you next week.
The Luke Woolems Show is brought to you by the Southwestern Indiana Sports Network, powered by Milligan Brosmer Communications.
Becoming a licensed sports official is a great way to make a positive difference in the community and support the over 160,000 Indiana student athletes that participate across 22 IHSAA sports. Sports officiating allows you to stay connected to the game, become a role model for our young student athletes, earn extra money, and support the patrons and communities of our IHSAA member schools. To learn more about becoming a licensed IHSAA official, log on to ihsaa.org/officials today.